So welcome back to Sanctuary from Your Sofa for our final broadcast of the day. We're here at Shelter 4 to say hello to Ashley, Zena and friends, and as you can see the herder currently taking we're joined by Jane, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what's here.
Good afternoon, welcome at Shelter 4. As you can see, we've got lots of enrichment toys for our donkeys here. It's good for their mental well-being, so it keeps them active and alert. They don't get bored, as you see. They're all very inquisitive. They're quite young here. The youngest one is only 1 year old and the oldest one is 17 in this barn. So we've got some peppermint tea here for them and some squash there, some orange squash, different kind of balls, wellies, all sorts of tires. So you can see they're really interested in playing, especially the youngsters. They're very inquisitive. You also can, for example, put some locks in for your donkeys. They can like to play with it and eat the outside. But still, you have to watch out what kind of locks you use, because if you go on our website, you can't use any locks for your donkeys. So yeah, there are 22 donkeys in here, and it's also the home of Ashley and Zena, which most of you probably will know. And this one is Mr. Khan here. He looks a lot like Ashley. He's Ashley's uncle. Like the three of them, their mums came in together, rescued. So Mr. Khan's mum and Ashley's mum and Zena's mum, and they all gave birth around the same time, so they're all around 10 years old. And actually Mr. Khan is Ashley's uncle, because his mum was his granny, if that makes sense. But they all get along. They're still very close friends. So it was really nice to see. And Ashley's mum unfortunately died when he was born, so he was bottle fed by the staff, and he thinks he's human, really. So he's always there trying to find out. Hello Zena, you're playing with your welly? This is Zena here. She was born prematurely and she couldn't walk properly. She was found in the stable, so the staff had to pick her up to suckle her mum. And they spoke her leg, but as you can tell, she's fine now and she loves to play. So yeah, we've got quite a few young donkeys in here. As I said, Bill is the youngest one. He's just over here. He's only 1 year old. Well, of course, as you know, we don't breed at the donkey sanctuary because we've got enough donkeys as it is. But still, when we rescue donkeys, they come in pregnant, which the staff really likes to have a young foal on the farm. Some of these donkeys come from our farm in Brookfield, where our hospital is situated. And they are weaned off from their mum when they're around 9 months old. And it's quite a natural process, because by that time the mum starts to sort of take a distance from the foal and really has enough and just wants to be left alone. So the foals are going into like a group like this, where our young donkeys are. And it's really nice for them to grow up together. They play together, they learn from each other, and they keep each other busy. So yeah, and then when they're here, we try to train them as much as we can as well for our foster scheme. Like for example, we got some bunting here on the so it's flapping in the wind that makes noises. So for example, if they are in a foster home and they take them out for a walk, or they live nearby a road or something, they get used to sounds and they're not scared. And this one likes the tea. So they really like smells. So we use peppermint, or we do peppermint oil we put on toys, just to and mints, lots of mints.
So why are enrichment activities like this so important for a donkey's well-being?
It's important for their development, and that they don't get bored and frustrated. Like for example, if you imagine a donkey living in the wild, walking around, their surroundings changes all the time. And here it's quite the same. Of course they've got variations, they're going out on their fields, but now like doing things like this makes them very inquisitive and keeps their mental well-being going. And it's really important that that they have different things to do, explore things. And sometimes, you see now they walk off, they come back maybe in a minute and play. So what we do every evening, we take all the toys out. And then a couple of days later we put some other toys in, so it's never the same, so they always have to explore. And again, that keeps their mind busy. So yeah. There's little Jeffrey there, he's only 2 years old. And we're really happy with all the donations because our supporters donate wellies and all sorts to and footballs and like balls from the beach or whatever, and yeah, we can all use his tires. Yeah, these donkeys have the most beautiful view here. They live here right on the sea, and this is their summer fields. So it's a big field to explore, and if you see them walking on their field, they go, then they are in that corner, then they are in that corner, so they explore. They walk around and look around in different corners. So that's another form of enrichment as well. Of course, we walk our donkeys. We take them out for training, like in our tracker. We take them out to the woods, have walks there. And again, like this morning, I was talking about grooming. That's a form of enrichment as well.
So Sally wants to know, do we ever do enrichment out in the fields, or is it purely something that's done on the donkey's yard?
Well, I suppose you could do it in the field. Sometimes they take the wellies into the field, they throw them around in the field. So there's not a rule like, but we put them out in the yard mostly, yes, yeah. And the fields are just for the grazing.
Brilliant. So should we follow the donkeys out?
Yes, let's do.
Maria asks, do younger donkeys need more enrichment than older donkeys?
I suppose yes, because they're more inquisitive, they're learning more. But I must say the older donkeys like it as well, absolutely. And who have we got here then? This is Mr. Ashley. He always likes to be everywhere, don't you, Ashley? And he likes to throw over your wheelbarrow when you're cleaning the stable, don't you? Yes, you do.
So Phil's asked, who names our donkeys? How do our donkeys get their names?
That's a good question. We get donkeys in with names, of course, when we rescue them. There come lots of donkeys come from really nice families that just can't take care of them anymore, so they already have a name. But if we don't, we name them ourselves. And like, for example, we got a shelter one you saw, a drizzle and a tornado, or yeah, we name them after other supporters, or yeah, just yeah, all sorts.
So Laura's asking after Christian.
Christian, yes.
Has he recovered completely from his operation?
He has completely recovered, luckily, yes. Very, very good job from our vets. He had a ballerina syndrome, so his tendons were really tight, which meant that he was standing on his toes. It was really painful. So he went with Ashley, which is his friend, because they like to play a lot, like Mr. Khan and Zina. They like to play less, but Ashley is Christian is Ashley's playmate. And so they went together to the hospital again, as we told this morning, for friends they have to go together. And yeah, that was a very successful operation. I can't see him at the moment, but he's just walking over there. So yeah,
we got our. Say a quick hello to Christian.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we got a new hospital. Well, new. It's a couple of years old now, but at another farm where we can help really large animals now as well. So it's really an advanced hospital. Christian, Chris. Hey boy, did you say hello? Say good lad. Say hello. There he is. Look, he's completely recovered, aren't you? Hmm? Yes. And you can see lots of different donkeys as you saw D'Artagnan this morning, and see Christian. He's quite a frail little man. It's just the way he's built. But yeah, they did an absolutely great job in the hospital. We're so lucky to have our veterinary team, and in a time like this with the coronavirus, they're still around doing all their work. And of course we got the social distancing, but it works very well, and all our donkeys get the same care, whether there would be a coronavirus or not. So yeah.
So Alison asks, do we have vets on site here at the sanctuary?
No, we have our veterinary department is situated at Brookfield, which is a farm near Honiton. They used to be here, and they moved over there, so they had space to build a nice new hospital. And also, it's not open for visitors. We all think it's a bit better for sick donkeys to have calm, quiet surroundings. We do have our dedicated vet for every farm, who visits regularly, at least weekly. Do vet rounds and checks of donkeys, do yearly checks on donkeys, those kind of things. So, yeah.
So Atsuko wants to know, do the donkeys ever fight? Do they ever?
Well, you know, they are animals. If they, for example, if a new donkey comes in the group, they like to chase it around. So it's more like showing who's the boss in the herd. I wouldn't say fighting, but it's more like showing who's the boss. So, but most of the time, as you can tell, they're very pleasant animals.
So Phoebe's asking about the donkey collars. Can we just go over what each of the collars mean?
Yes, of course. So the yellow ones are the girls and the red ones are the boys. And at the moment you won't see any other color here. But like you see orange collars, it means they are on medication. So every morning and afternoon we hand out medication to our donkeys. And for example, if a groom has to move to another area, it's really handy to know if they're wearing an orange collar that they're on medications. If they are losing too much weight, we can put them on extra feed, and then you see a green collar, which means they're on the feed once a day, and blue is twice a day. So yeah. And they have their name and ages on the collar, and also the number of when they came into our sanctuary. So this girl here was the 23,181 donkey who entered our sanctuary. Weren't you? Hmm? You came with Bill. Yeah, so she's 11. Yeah, so Dora is 17. So, but they're quite a young, playful group in here. So that's so we look when we put donkeys together if they are suitable together, eh?
So should we go and have a quick catch up with Zena?
Yes, of course.
Just while we head over, Neve's asked, what is Zena's favourite food?
Well, she likes ginger biscuits, but it's like lots of donkeys like ginger biscuits. I think it's a particularly smell. And we give ginger biscuits in medication, like for example, you hide the tablet in there so they can't taste it. We do the same with polos. Again, that's that mint, like I said, like they like to drink the mint tea. So they have a sort of, they really like minty smells and taste. And, but now as soon as you open the gates, they love to go on the grass. That's really, really their favorite, to be outside. Let's see where Zena's heading then. Do you have a message? No.
So Nicola's asked, which of the donkeys in this herd gets up to the most mischief?
Ashley, definitely. Yeah, again, because he thinks he's human and he follows you around, and if he gets a chance to knock something over, he will. Or if you have a radio and it hangs out of your pocket, he gets hold of it, and yeah.
Hilary says, is there a hierarchy in the herd at all?
Yes, there is. Well, here we got Bilbo. He's that's him there, and if there's a new donkey coming in, he just sort of says, "Well, here I'm the boss here, and all the girls are mine." But no, we got Zena here. She lost her collar. That's what they do. Like talking about collars, if you see, like in these collars, got little edges. So as you see, they're playing and pulling each other on the collar, so they come off quite easily. Otherwise it will be too dangerous. So you've been playing around, Zena, haven't you?
So Zena, along with Ashley, are the two adoption donkeys that we have here at Shelter 4. And we've met the other 7 adoption donkeys here in Sidmouth earlier on today. If you're interested in adopting one of our donkeys for £3 a month, head on over to thedonkeysanctuary.org.uk/adopt, and all the information you'll need is there.
And if you want to, you can watch them on the webcam as well, which is really nice. This bunch in Shelter 4. I do that sometimes. Yeah, you think, you know, you're coming off work but still watching the donkeys, but it's really nice to see because they like to play, and like, yeah, with the enrichment, and you see maybe tonight when you watch the webcam you can see them playing and pulling each other's collars off, and yeah, it's really nice to follow them on the webcam, I think.
So obviously we've got a lot of young donkeys in this herd here, and a lot of them would have come into the sanctuary as foals, or as we said with Ashley and Zena and Mr. Khan, they were born here. But why do we not breed at the donkey sanctuary?
Well, as I say, we got enough donkeys as it is. We rescue, there's so many donkeys we rescue or take in from people who can't look after them anymore. So no, we non-breeding policy, that's our way to go. But still, it's very nice to have a foal.
And as young donkeys, some of these guys may be suitable for rehoming in the future.
Yes, yeah. We just like I showed you, those buntings. We train them in all sorts of ways. They're like when we groom them, make them stand still. So when the vet comes, to check them over. They get used to the vet. They get used to the farrier, dentist, those kind of things. But also different surroundings, different people. Don't forget our beautiful, wonderful volunteers who help us, which is really important. They got in touch with different people, like, because our grooms are in with them all the time. So there we go. Here we are. What are you doing, Charlie? You're chasing him. So training them in all sorts of different situations, and that's really important for our foster scheme. And it's lovely. I once took 2 donkeys to a very beautiful, nice home, and see them happy, and you know, it's lovely. It's really nice. We got welfare officers all over the country who look after them. So if they need any advice or just a little checkup, they visit their homes regularly, which is really good.
So Rory wants to know whether Ashley likes to run a lot.
To run a lot? Well, yes, he does sometimes, as you just saw. Oh dear. Yes, he likes to run and play, and it's really good for his health, I think. He doesn't need to lose some weight, he's just perfect. And this one likes bottoms. Is it Charlie? He's got a favourite groom called Emma, and she just gives him bottom scratches.
So just going back to rehoming, how do we prepare donkeys here to go off to their guardian homes?
Well, again, just like I said, all the training work, our own well, and they are in touch with all the homes. So if you go on a website for we've got our own training facilities here at the Donkey Sanctuary, which is really good as well. So all our new staff are trained all the basic things of donkeys before you came in, and then you can develop and you can do all sorts of courses. And these are also available for our foster owners. And they, it's also before you become a foster owner, you can go on some donkey courses, and that way you know whether you'll be able to look after a donkey. And of course you need to have an acre of land, hard standing, and a stable for 2 donkeys. But again, our welfare officers will visit. If anybody would like to request, oh, could I have foster some donkeys? Go on the website. There's some contact details in there, and they will contact you and go through you with all the bits you need to that you can look after your donkeys properly. But it's lovely to see when they go out to. Of course, we'll miss them. We don't like it as in a way as grooms if they go, but they go to a nice place, and we get regular updates as well and pictures of them and see how they're doing. So that's lovely. Oh, there's another. He wants bottom spreads.
So that brings us to the end of today's Sanctuary from Your Sofa event. We hope you enjoyed your virtual day at the Sanctuary as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Nothing we do would be possible without the incredible generosity of those who support us. If you'd like to make a donation today, there are a couple of ways you can do that. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can press the button just below this video. Alternatively, you can head over to thedonkeysanctuary.org.uk and press the big yellow donate button. Anything could help make a real difference. Not everyone's, but there are other ways you can support us. Any likes, any shares that you can give us across our social media channels, that makes a real difference too. If you missed out on any of today's broadcasts, or if you want to watch again, all 6 are available for you on our website. Just head to thedonkeysanctuary.org.uk and click the Sanctuary from Your Sofa banner at the top of the page. So on behalf of the whole team here, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you're all safe and well, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the Sanctuary as soon as we possibly can. Take care.